Good morning everyone. Today in this session we are going to discuss regarding the Zwitter ion. You know the amino acids, alpha amino acids. Here its general formula is CHCOOH. I can write here NH2 and this side I will write it as R. Here R may be an alkyl group, RL group, or it may be a heterocyclic ring. Amino acids, these are alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids in aqueous solution, the proton transfer takes place from carboxylic group to the amino group, forming a negative charge on the CO minus and positive charge on the NH2. Lone pair of electron which is present on the nitrogen, it is involved in the bond formation with the proton which is donated by the carboxylic acid. It will form RCH. Transfer of protons takes place from carboxylic group to the NH2, it will form NH3 plus. In a single same molecule having the positive as well as negative charge, such type of ion is known as Zwitter ion. In the annual exam, you get for 2 marks question, what is Zwitter ion? Give one example. In aqueous solution, transfer of proton takes place from carboxylic group to the amino group, forming a dipolar ion is known as Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion is neutral, having both positive as well as the negative charge. A dipolar ion with positive as well as the negative charge is known as a Zwitter ion. It is for 2 marks question. Here this amino acid, alpha amino acid, it is amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric means it behaves both as an acid as well as it behaves as a base. Alpha amino acid is amphoteric because of the presence of carboxylic group, it behaves as an acid. Because of the presence of amino group, it behaves as a basic. Hence, alpha amino acids are amphoteric in nature. After Zwitter ion, next comes here isoelectric point. In the exam you get for the 1 mark question, what is isoelectric point? At certain pH value, alpha amino acid does not migrate either towards the cathode or anode. Here, because they form a neutral dipolar ion under the influence of an electric field, is known as isoelectric point. Here 3 types of amino acids you have studied, that is acidic amino acid, basic amino acid as well as neutral amino acid. Each amino acid, it is having certain pH value at which the amino acid does not migrate either towards the cathode or anode because it will form a neutral dipolar ion. Isoelectric point is at certain pH, amino acid, alpha amino acids does not migrate towards cathode or anode. Because it contains neutral dipolar ion under the influence of electric field. This is the definition of isoelectric point. You get for 1 mark question, define isoelectric point. At certain pH, alpha amino acid does not migrate towards cathode or anode because it contains a neutral dipolar ion under the influence of electric field. For example, if I consider neutral amino acids, here the neutral amino acid is having pH value 6. At pH value 6, they act as a isoelectric point. For example, for acidic amino acid, pH value is 3. Similarly, for basic amino acid, pH is 9.7. At pH 6, neutral amino acids, its isoelectric point. At pH 3 is the isoelectric point for acidic amino acid, and for basic amino acid, here the isoelectric point is pH is 9.7. After this isoelectric point, next comes here the peptide bond and peptides or peptide bond. You can call this one peptide bond as peptide bond or peptide linkage. Here the peptide bonds are nothing but the amide linkage. CONH group is known as the amide linkage. CONH group, and amide group is formed between the two amino acids. Here if I take example for one amino acid, general formula we write as NH2COOH. Here it is R. Let us say it as R1. One amino acids, alpha amino acid. Here it reacts with another amino acid, alpha. Let us write it as NH2COOH R2. Here an amide linkage is formed by the reaction of carboxylic group of one amino acid with the amino group of another amino acid by the elimination of a water molecule takes place. There is a formation of CONH. This bond is known as peptide bond. Peptide bond is formed by the reaction of carboxylic group of one amino acid reacts with the amino group of another amino acid with the elimination of a water molecule. The compound obtained is known as a peptides. Let us write here NH2 CHR1 CONH. I'll write here NH2 CHCONH CHCOOH. Here it is R2 and this is R1. CONH is known as the peptide linkage, or it is known as peptide bonds. CONH is known as peptide bond or peptide linkage, and the compounds obtained are known as peptides. Here peptides are formed by the reaction of amino acids with the elimination of a water molecule. Here two amino acids react, then the obtained peptide is known as dipeptide. Di indicates two amino acids. Here it may be same amino acids or it may be different amino acids. Two amino acids, they react and forms a peptide linkage. The compound is known as dipeptide. If three amino acids combine, it will is known as tripeptide. It may be same or different. If four amino acids combine, tetrapeptide. If you observe here, this is dipeptide, means only one peptide bond is present. Two amino acids are linked by only one peptide linkage. Here more than 10 amino acids if they combine, then we call such compound as a polypeptides. Poly means many. Many means here more than 10 amino acids if they combine, they form a polypeptides. Dipeptides contains only one peptide bond. Tripeptides contains two peptides. Similarly, polypeptide is formed by n number of amino acids. Then number of peptide bonds will be always it will be n minus 1 number of peptide bonds are present. For example, if I take one example using the amino acid glycine as well as alanine. In the exam you get for 2 marks question. Give the formation of glycyl alanine. Here R for the glycine is H, glycine, and here R group is CH3 for the alanine. When glycine, carboxylic group of the glycine reacts with the amino group of the alanine, there is an elimination of water molecules takes place and the formed peptide is known as glycyl alanine. NH2 CHH CONH CHCOOH CH3. This compound is known as glycyl alanine. We can also write it is in terms of its symbol as GLYALA. For 2 marks question you get here, explain the formation of glycyl alanine. Glycine reacts with alanine. There is elimination of water takes place when carboxylic group of glycine reacts with the amino group of the alanine. Formation of a peptide linkage takes place and the compound is known as glycyl alanine. This is regarding the peptides bond, that is peptide linkage and the dipeptide compounds. Next comes here the classification of proteins. Classification of proteins. Proteins are classified into 2 types. One is fibrous proteins and another is globular proteins. Here the classification is based upon the shape, its molecular shape. Fibrous protein, the word itself indicates these proteins are having a thread-like structures. Proteins are nothing but the polypeptide chains. The polypeptide chains, they are thread-like structure, hence the name fibrous protein has been arrived. Fiber, they are, fiber means thread-like structure. Polypeptide protein, polypeptides, they are parallel with each other and they are linked with each other in the form of a hydrogen bond as well as they form a disulfide linkage. They are linked by hydrogen bond as well as disulfide linkage. In the exam you get for 1 mark. In fibrous proteins what type of linkage is present? Disulfide linkage as well as it is having hydrogen bonds. It is having intermolecular hydrogen bond. The polypeptide chains which are parallel to each other, they are held together by a hydrogen bond and a disulfide linkage. These fibrous proteins, they are insoluble in water but they are soluble in organic solvents. Example for fibrous protein is keratin. Keratin, it is present in hair, skin as well as wool. Second example is myosin. Myosin is the second example. Myosin, it is present in the muscles. Fibrous proteins, they are having what type of bonding? Hydrogen bonding and disulfide linkages. Next comes here the globular proteins. The word itself indicates globular means they are spherical in shape. Fibrous means they are thread-like structure. Globular proteins, the polypeptide chains, they coil among themselves and forms a spherical shape. Here in globular proteins, there is an intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present. They coil among themselves and forms a globular shape with the intramolecular hydrogen bonding. These globular proteins, they are soluble in water as well as they are soluble in acids, dilute acids as well as dilute bases. Example for globular protein is albumin, egg albumin. Egg albumin is an example for globular proteins. After this classification based upon the shape, next comes here the classification based upon the composition. Second type of classification based on composition. Here the proteins are classified into 3 types. One is simple proteins. Second is conjugated proteins. And the third is the derived proteins. The word itself indicates simple proteins. Proteins on hydrolysis produces only alpha amino acids, then the protein is known as simple proteins. Proteins on hydrolysis produces only alpha amino acid is known as a simple protein. Example for simple protein is albumin. Egg albumin is a simple protein. Then second one is a conjugated proteins. Here proteins on hydrolysis produces alpha amino acids. Along with alpha amino acids, there is a non-protein part is also present. Conjugated proteins on hydrolysis produces alpha amino acids. Along with that, there is a non-protein part. Non-protein part, commonly known as this non-protein part is known as prosthetic group. Along with alpha amino acids, a non-protein part is present. This non-protein part is known as prosthetic group. These type of proteins are known as Conjugated proteins. Alpha amino acids are associated with non-protein part. Non-protein part is known as prosthetic group. In the competitive exam, they give you the example and they ask you to identify the prosthetic group. Example, if I take hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Here you know that heme as well as globin. Heme is the prosthetic group. It is a non-protein part. Globin is a protein part. Heme is the prosthetic group. In the competitive exam, they ask you the prosthetic group. In hemoglobin, heme is a prosthetic group. Next comes here the derived proteins. Derived proteins, they are the intermediate compounds obtained by the hydrolysis of simple or conjugated proteins. Conjugated or simple proteins on hydrolysis produces alpha amino acids, but the intermediate products are known as derived proteins. For example, polypeptide is a derived protein. Proteases is an example for derived protein, as well as the polypeptide proteases are the two examples for a derived protein. After this classification, the third classification is based upon the biological importance. In the annual exam, you can accept the questions here, guess the questions that what are fibrous protein, give one example for 2 marks. What are globular proteins, give one example for 2 marks. They may ask you what are conjugated proteins and what is prosthetic group, and they may give you the example and they ask you what is the protein part and the non-protein part present in the conjugated proteins. Definitions with examples. Next classification, third classification is based upon the biological importance. Here there are five proteins. Let us discuss here basic and their functions and examples. Here you know that enzymes are nothing but they are examples for proteins. What is the function of the enzymes? They act as a biological messengers. They act as a biological messengers. Example for this one is enzymes lipase, zymase, maltase, sucrase, ptyalin, salivary amylase, and so on. Enzymes, they act as a biological messenger. Example maltase, lipase, zymase, ptyalin, salivary amylase, and so on. After these enzymes, next comes here the antibodies. What are these antibodies here? These antibodies, they protect from the harmful pathogenic microorganisms. They fight with the harmful pathogenic organisms. For example, for this antibody is immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin G is the example for an antibody. Even gamma globulin is also example. After this antibodies, next comes here the hormones. Hormones. From where they are produced, these hormones? Hormones are produced from the ductless endocrine glands. What is the role of these hormones? They help in the growth as well as they help in the reproduction. Even though they are required in very small amount, but their function is very important. They are vital functions. Example for this one is the oxytocin. Oxytocin is the example. Another hormone is insulin. You know that insulin, it is made up of a 51 amino acid. Oxytocin and insulin. Structural materials. Some are involved in the structural materials. That is, they are involved in the structure of the body. Proteins which provide the shape for the body here are collagen. These are present in the bones as well as they are present in the cartilages. Similarly, keratin. Keratin also, it is an example for the structural proteins. These are some of the classification based upon its biological importance. In the next class, we discuss regarding the structure of proteins. Its primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary structure of proteins as well as the denaturation of proteins. Thank you.